Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Congressman Tom Rooney here to give you an update as to what happened this week in Congress. I want to first address the terrible violence that took the lives of 5 officers in Dallas, Texas last night. To the families of all the victims and to the Dallas police who lost their brothers, I offer my deepest sympathy. I know words do little to ease the shock and pain of what happened yesterday or earlier this week in New Orleans and Minnesota. But what is most heartbreaking is that the violence in Dallas came on the heels of a peaceful protest against police, that the Dallas police were there to ensure went smoothly. And that's what makes our country so great, that we have a government that is truly at the mercy of the people, and that we have a police who will risk their lives literally to make sure that the liberties that come with democracy are preserved. Everything comes with a cost, but the more we break down our own hard-fought institutions by fighting amongst ourselves, the more we have to lose. So I want to echo the remarks given by Dallas Police Chief David Brown at this morning's news conference, because he said it better than I can. We're not going to let a coward, let an ambush on police officers change our democracy. Our city, our country is better than that. On a different note, over the past few weeks, algae blooms in South Florida have been growing at an alarming rate, affecting our waterways and having caused great concern amongst our constituents and my former constituents on the Treasure Coast. When I first got elected to Congress, I was able to actually tell the Army Corps of Engineers where to direct funding, whether it be to fix the Herbert Hoover Dike or to renourish our beaches. But a few years ago, the House self-imposed a ban on what we call earmarks, which were funding directives, because some members abused that system. Now, the St. Lucie River and the Herbert Hoover Dike and the Caloosahatchee River are at the mercy of the administration alone to tell the Army Corps where they should spend their money. This week, I introduced a bill that will take back the power of the purse to allow Congress to have the ability to determine where critical Army Corps funding is sent. Whether or not this will pass our Republican House, who knows? But it's worth a try. Having served the people of the Treasure Coast, as I said, and the people of the Gulf Coast now, parts of Lee County, and of course Lake Okeechobee, I feel it's incumbent upon me to try to do something for these ecosystems, even if I don't technically represent them. I represent all of Florida. Also this week, the House passed, with near unanimous support, the Helping Families in Mental Health Crisis Act, or H.R. 2646, which is the most comprehensive mental health reform legislation in the past half-century. This bill focuses resources where they are most needed to foster evidence-based mental health care, to fix the shortage of psychiatric hospital beds, and help patients get the treatment well before their illness spirals into crisis. I hope that this legislation takes the stigma away from mental illness and more individuals will be able to receive treatment before tragedy strikes. And finally this week, the House also passed the Financial Services and General Government Appropriations Bill for fiscal year 2017. The bill funds a diverse group of agencies and programs, including the Department of the Treasury, the City of Washington, D.C., and the Small Business Administration. Notably, the bill reduces the IRS by $236 million and provides strict oversight over the agency to ensure it is acting responsibly. I included language in this bill to help small businesses in Florida grow and prosper. This bill makes a conscious effort to invest taxpayer dollars wisely, funding important programs while cutting inefficient ones. The American people work too hard for Washington bureaucrats to wastefully spend their money without being held accountable. That's all I have for you this week. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this, and I hope that you and your families have a great weekend.